Alright guys, man, welcome back. We are gonna take a look at Yumichika and Rukia right now in the Nightmare Squad Zero guild quest. Now I do want to say that the runs are not the best, because I didn't like reset that much and stuff to make it like perfect, if you know what I mean. We just want to have a general idea between the two units. If you have this guy or you have that lady, you know, who can do this, who can do that, stuff like that. And obviously the teams are not gonna be, you know, the same thing as well, because I don't have Rukia, right? So we have to you know, showcase Rukia on my friend's account Max, right? Shout out to him for 100%. And yeah, man, now Rukia, you know, like without watching the video and stuff, you know, you don't need to watch it like full way and stuff to know that Rukia is gonna be a better unit as a main leader in the Squad Zero melee guild quest than Yumichika, right? But now, is it that much better though, right? Is it that much better though? That's the question, because last time, right, we went over with the ranged human guild quest and that one was an absolute disaster. That one was tragedy, like 100% tragedy if you didn't have Byakuya, right? Because there are no other units that are existing for that stage. And now, my apologies, we are not really gonna edit this video that much. I'm just gonna, you know, yap. Like, I'm just gonna yap all day, right? Now, me, myself, I didn't have Tenjiro and Byakuya, right? So, who are your options, right? I had Ichigo to 5, I had Shinji, I had Kiryu, but these two units don't have, the second skill doesn't do damage, right? Because they are melee attacks, if you know what I mean. So that one is even a nerf. Not to mention that Ichigo is not that good anymore. Like, he's good, he's okay, but like he's not on the level of like the newer units and shit, right? And as you can see, there are no other auto attackers, right? Now, obviously, my friend, you know, he had Byakuya, he had Tenjiro, so he had a much better, much easier time than me, right? But, bro, like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck, man. Right now, in the Squad Zero melee guild quest, there are so many other more options that it's like, you know, it's like much better. You see some older auto attackers that you could even use, like Askin or Hashwald and stuff like that. Obviously, they are not really gonna be like crazy good or anything, but they are an option, right? A lot of people have these units invested, you know, not like on the other phase. And as a main leader, you have 3 options. You have Rukia, you have Yumichika, or you have Beyond Bankai Toshiro, who is not that good anymore. And yeah, man, there are people that are still doing the quest with Toshiro, but we are not gonna take a look at that right now. It's a little bit more difficult, definitely a little bit harder. But as you can see, like, even if you didn't get the Rukia, you have a very powerful unit in your hands to do the quest, right? Yumichika, a lot of people are looking down on this unit for some reason, but he has a 120% SP boost, Frenzy 3 in Guild Quest, a barrage attack that can, you know, just stagger the boss infinitely and doing like a lot of damage, weaken defense on the special, a very good kit as well, good damage because you have like killer effect increase and all of these maneuvers, right? So he's very powerful. It's not like the Quincy Ichigo that we had last time, right, for the human GQ. And Rukia. Now, what is the difference between the two units? This lady has Squad Zero Killer Plus. Yeah, you know, and more recharge. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. And she has freeze. And she has a self boost. But, you know, like not a self boost, but a boost that you can use and you can boost the team, right? But the diff is really not that big of a deal, if you know what I mean. The diff is really not that big of a deal. Like, you do it a little bit faster, but you know, I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Now, the first team that we're gonna take a look at today is the Yumichika one. That one is over on my account, and I have Yumichika 1-5. I will use 2 units that are doing 0 damage in the team next to him, right? So I use Isagi with Mugetsu as a link. That way we can damage amplify Yumichika so he does more. And also we're gonna use the Christmas Nelial to give us barriers and a booster skill, because we don't have access to Shunsui. If you have Shunsui, this team is infinitely better, right? Or you have more copies of Yumichika and stuff. But yeah, man, as you can see, the mobs are spread out, stuff like that. You get the point, right? It's like very difficult to position right now and do everything perfectly. But you know, if you just wait a little bit, if you walk, you don't dash too many times, I think it's perfectly fine. You do a couple of skills, the boss is dead, stuff like that, right? And now, again, with the Yumichika team, we don't have an opportunity to use Tsukishima, right? The red Tsukishima, he would be amazing to use here, but I just can't, right? I cannot throw out Isagi, you know, I cannot throw out Nelly L, right? I just don't, you know, I just can't. So that's another thing. That this team right now during this video is significantly worse than what it could be, right? But as you can see, like even after like doing all of these maneuvers and stuff like that, we are still able to clear with 10 seconds remaining. Do I say that this is a perfect run? Absolutely not. It's not. Like it's not a perfect run. I just did a couple of tries and you know, hey, I mean, we are there. We are there, right? And now the Rukia team, right? This team, compared to my team, what I use right now with Yumichika, this team is on steroids. Like it is, actually. It's like so buffed compared to the other one. This team doesn't have access to Shunsui either, right? So at least we have something in common, you know? Like, Rukia is 2 out of 5, right? Tsukishima is 2 out of 5. And we can use Isagi with Mugetsu to buff up Rukia, right? Why? Why we don't need to use Neliel, right? The Christmas Neliel. Because Rukia has a boost. You know, she has a boost already, so there is no reason to use one more. And as you can see, yes, it's a little bit faster. Yes, the freeze is nice. But, yeah, I mean, it's nothing crazy. I'm just gonna keep it a bug, bro. It's nothing crazy, man, right? Like, if you could replicate the same team and give another dupe to Yumichika again, and you have, like, you know, you do the same maneuvers and shit, like, yeah, you're not clearing as fast as Rukia, but it's gonna be pretty close. It's gonna be pretty close. I'm not even gonna cap, right? And yeah, man, this one is not a perfect run either, right? Like, we are not looking at perfect runs, we are looking at decent runs, right? But this team is significantly better than the other one that I had because of the dupe levels, you know, because of the team building, and yeah, man, right? Rukia is better than Yumichika, obviously, but not that much though, like not by a lot though, if you know what I mean. It's not like the human GQ where you had Byakuya or you didn't have him, right? And it was GG's, right? A lot of people were able to clear even without Tenjiro, even without Byakuya, but that way you needed a lot of dupe levels on your team, right? This one, you still do it, like, bro, like, you know, Yumichika 1-5 still does it, right? Still does it, he's okay. Also, I think a lot of people expected more from this Rukia. I mean, I always said, like, I don't really care that much, right? If there will be a Bankai Rukia, I don't really care that much. It's okay, you know, she deserves a good unit and stuff like that, but I feel like things that should have been changed about the release of this Rukia is not the animations, not the special move, not the voice lines, nothing like that. All of those are looking great. But I wanted to have an extreme on the unit. When there is a downtime between your abilities, you could do your extreme skill. Even if the extreme is like a bad skill, there is still something to do while you're waiting, if you know what I mean. Like, for an example, you have the Toshiro Extreme, right? The Bankai Toshiro Extreme. That one is not that good. Like, it's kind of like bad, if you know what I mean, compared to the other ones. But is there something to do while you're waiting for the abilities? Yes. Does it still do something? Yes. It freezes the enemies and also does a little bit of a damage. So I do think that she should have gotten an extreme, just like Byakuya. Maybe not as good as Byakuya, right? Maybe they should have just thrown in there like an ice pillar and she just throws it out and that's it, or whatever, right? Also, on the special move, I genuinely think that she should have gotten a weak on defense at least. I know nobody cares about specials anymore. We are not relying on the specials that often anymore. We just do it and that's it. But weak on defense would have helped the unit a little bit even more, especially if you have a very good like auto attacker in the team like Tsukishima or Shunsui, but that's not the case. You do the special with Rukia and that's it, right? They are just frozen and you did like basically no damage with it, right? And also it can fuck up the run, just like how Yumichika can fuck up the run if you do the special very early. Same thing with Rukia as well. Everyone is in the same position, you know, everyone is frozen, you did no damage and they are not gonna move, right? So unless you have like the third skill active, it's very, very hard to clear the whole map. That's the same thing with Yumichika as well. You do the special with Yumichika, if it was too early, then they are gonna fall to the ground, you didn't do enough damage, and, you know, unless you have the third skill, it's very, very hard to clear the whole map. So I think a weakened defense and an extreme ability for this Rukia would have been amazing. Other than that though, I think she's a very good unit, man. I think she's a very good unit, man. It's not like crazy or anything. Definitely not like top of the attribute. It's not even close. But hey, it's good though. I think this is a good unit. Like, she does what she has to do, and in PvE content, she does everything super nicely. I mean, the enemies are not that difficult to beat, right? So like, your damage is more than enough. You know, you have good strong attacks and shit, but also maybe the first skill should have been changed as well. And I do not mean that I'm not a person who says like, bro, put a beam on every unit. I don't really think that's an option. I don't really think that's the way of, you know, designing units, to have a 3000 length beam on every single character that comes out. But I think the first skill just doesn't compensate for the lack of abilities, because the third skill is super long, right? Just like every other one. But the boost skill is another long ability, right? And you know, it cannot inflict freeze, right? Just like every other boost skill, it cannot inflict a status ailment. So it's kind of nice to have a very powerful first ability, which we don't really have. Like, the range on the attack is kind of low. And yeah, man, right? You have to do it multiple times to clear out the whole map and stuff like that. You get the point, right? So maybe changing this to like a circle attack would have been a very good idea, because that way we have a circle attack on the first one, you know, that could cover a little bit more range. The second one just pulls the enemies in and it explodes, right? And that one is another like type of circle-ish attack, and the third one is a circle as well, because it's like, you know, an AoE attack forward. Maybe that would have been a better approach, but yeah, this is just my idea, just as, you know, just my opinion. Other than that though, like, I really don't want to be like the guy who says like, bro, this unit is bad. No, it's not. It's a very good unit. It's a very, very good unit. It's not broken, nothing like that, but for what she was made for, she does it perfectly, you know. It's a nice unit, but I'm just saying that maybe with these, you know, changes, maybe with this type of approach, she could have been a little bit better, right? But yeah, man, sorry for the yap fest. I just wanted to talk about this one. I wanted to make the video yesterday, but I was kind of like busy and shit. But yeah, bro, like, truly not that big of a diff, guys. Like, truly not that big of a diff. Like, you have Yumichika, you're good. If you go to Rukia, you will do it faster. But, hey, again, definitely not like the human GQ. That was a complete disaster. This one still needs help. This quest needs bad help, like mad help. I'm not joking, like, actually it does. Like, you have 2 units, okay, that's cool, but you know, I'm just saying, like bro, like the rest of the options, GG's, right? Actually just GG's. But yeah, man, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what is your opinion on Rukia and stuff like that. We didn't stream yesterday, so I don't really know what people think about the unit. You know, are you satisfied with the performance? I am personally. I think she did the quest super nicely, if you know what I mean. Non-stop freezing the enemies and stuff like that. Again, my only nitpick is that we don't have an extreme, and the first skill doesn't really cover more radius, so it's a little bit hard to maneuver, you know, to clear all of the enemies. But that's mainly about it though. I think she's a very good unit. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day wherever you are. Take care and bye bye.
マイナス18度、マイナス50度、絶対0度。挽回、発火の咎め。